Hello, and welcome to Beyond Books, where we talk about books and beyond. I'm your host. I'm Renee, co-host and official mascot, Raina. And we have snack of the day today, which is making Raina very excited. This is from Three Dog Bakery, and it is what they call the Mutt Trio. So it's got oats, apple flavor, peanut butter, and vanilla flavor. So, yeah, these almost sound good enough to eat, and I'm sure Raina will think so. They're pretty good size treats, so we're going to break a couple up for her, and we are going to, in the meantime, also do a tag. This tag happens to be about food as well. This is called the 6-course dinner book tag. So we're going to be talking about a lot of food here. It's a brand new original tag created by Dillon at Dillon Morris. I will put a link. And I was tagged by Pat at Book Chat with Pat. I will put a link to her channel as well. And the introduction says that Dillon has spent many years working in the food service industry in every role from dishwasher to head chef. And he wanted to create a tag that would combine his great love of food, food preparation, and books and reading. So for each course, we are asked to pick a favorite food and favorite books and or characters. Also, there is an optional prompt that can be paired with each question. Okay, so I am going to base this on the last large meal that I prepared for other people besides just Donna and myself, and that was Christmas dinner. So now the optional part is a wine pairing alongside your food answer to each prompt. You can add a beverage to enjoy. So I've added beverages a little bit, but yeah, we'll go through it, see what we can do. Course 1 is hors d'oeuvres, which is French for outside of work. Typically a small savory dish served at the beginning of the meal, and depending on the event, served while guests are mingling. List some of the characters that you find to be especially charming or witty, and list some of your favorite finger foods. Well, starting with characters that I feel are witty or just good conversationalists, I'm going to go with the group of women, they're sisters, from The Secret Life of Bees by Sue Monk Kidd. This is a book that I read this year. Now, these ladies have been operating an African-American female-owned business in the South successfully for many years during the 60s. So I bet they can get my dinner party buzzing and off to a good start. And there was pun intended with that. So for hors d'oeuvres at Christmas, I kept it simple. I made cheese squares with olives on toothpicks. I know it's not a whole lot, but something to nibble on while you're kind of getting ready and everybody's talking. I drank a small amount of Chardonnay with some seltzer water, so kind of like a light wine spritzer. So that might be something to have with your hors d'oeuvres. Course number 2 is the soup, and it says usually a warm dish served in a broth. What is your go-to cozy, comfy read, and list some of your favorite soups and stews? Well, my favorite cozy, comfy read so far this year was The Maid by Nita Prose. Now, it is a mystery, but it also has a generous amount of humor. In the end, it's really just kind of a fun read, and you really end up liking the character of Molly the Maid. I really want now to read the rest of this series based on this book. So now at Christmas time, I did not serve a soup, but I think a good soup for the occasion And at that time of year, or just to pair with some of the other things I had here that comes to mind, would be a butternut squash soup. Um, I don't think that that really necessarily needs a drink paired with it, but at that point, you probably would want to go around and make sure that all your guests' water glasses are full, because presumably now they would go from mingling with the hors d'oeuvres to sitting at the table with the soup. So you would want to make sure that everything was, filled and ready to go. So course number 3 is an appetizer, which is a small dish or drink taken before the main course of a meal to stimulate one's appetite. List some of your favorite poems, short stories, and some of your go-to snacks. So for poems, I really enjoyed reading Call Us What We Carry by Amanda Gorman. And soon I'm going to have a video out with a review of this as a banned book. And in that video, I will read some of the poems. So I hope you enjoy that as much as I enjoyed them. Now, as far as an appetizer is concerned, I just don't think you can beat homemade bread. Maybe that, I don't know, doesn't really qualify as an appetizer, but it is what we served at Christmas time. We made homemade bread. We baked it with garlic and rosemary on the top, as we often do. And the other thing that I really enjoy as an appetizer is a flatbread with maybe some roasted vegetables on top and a balsamic glaze. I served that one time at a dinner party, and it was a home run hit. I think everybody liked it, probably better than the main course. I remember them nibbling on it for, throughout the meal, basically. I think that a nice, maybe cranberry punch, either with some alcohol in it or not, would be nice to have alongside with, your soup, your bread, things like that. You might start offering something along those lines to your guests. Course number 4 is a salad, a cold dish of various mixes of raw or cooked vegetables, usually seasoned with oil or vinegar. List some of your favorite fictional regions, environments, and your favorite vegetables and how you like them prepared. Okay, for favorite fictional regions or environments. I like books that take place mainly outdoors or in an interesting or challenging environment. I recently finished Wild Dark Shore by Charlotte McConaughey. This story takes place entirely on an island, which is off the coast of Antarctica. It is a fictional island, but it's a wild environment. Super cold. There's a beautiful rocky shoreline. It's frequently stormy. The novel itself is very atmospheric in that sense. And that's another book that I will review very soon, as it was on my March book of the month. So now, salad, I would probably keep it simple with this as well. I like kale that is well chopped and then massaged with some salt, maybe a little bit of oil, and left in the refrigerator to kind of wilt and dehydrate a little bit. And then you take that and you put something sweet with it, carrots, raisins, a little bit of fresh fruit or something, with a lemon vinaigrette dressing. And that's a nice, simple salad that is very, very tasty. And as far as drinks are concerned at this point, I think it might be appropriate to start breaking out the wine. I only drink Chardonnay if I drink anything at all. But white wine in general would pair well with the meal that I'm about to serve. So you could go with Pinot Grigio, Sauvignon Blanc, or you could stick with Chardonnay. I might keep some red wines handy in case people prefer those. Just, what's commonly used Merlot, Cabernet, those kinds of things. And of course, there would still be plenty of seltzer water, regular water on hand, maybe some iced tea for those who would prefer that with their meal. So course number 5, now we've gotten to the main course. It says the centerpiece of your meal and typically the course that the rest of the meal is planned around. List some of your favorite protagonists and your all-time favorite food. Okay, so for favorite protagonists, who do I like? Whoops, I'm throwing books overboard here. I like the firefighter in this series by Thad Diaz. His name is Logan Walsh. I want to read more of this series. I've only read this first one so far, but Logan Walsh seems like a hardworking, sometimes kind of misunderstood, but honest, forthright kind of guy. He looks out for his dad, which is great. His dad is elderly, but his dad used to be a firefighter too, and he's also welcome to come to the party as well. Now, let's pretend that Anne Frank had a better outcome, and I think she would have grown up to be a wonderful, intelligent, sensitive, and very genuine woman, and I want her at the party, so I would invite her as well. Tova from Remarkably Bright Creatures. She's very observant. She's very self-reliant and honest. So she's invited. And then I think it would be fun to have the two dads along from Razor Blade Tears by S.A. Cosby. Now, they might be a little rough around the edges, but I think that they deserve a nice home-cooked meal just for being who they are. And in the end, I think they would enjoy themselves and probably provide some entertainment for the rest of us. So now for Christmas, our main course was turkey cutlets with a creamy cranberry sauce and some roasted asparagus that had some garlic and Parmesan on top. But as far as my favorite food now for a dinner party, I would have to say that it's lasagna. I make a great traditional lasagna with beef and sausage and tomato sauce, plenty of cheese. I also make one that's all vegetarian, or I can even make it vegan. And it's loaded with all kinds of veggies. And it's also been a big hit at parties where I've served it. So I've made both of them many times. So now we're at the end here. We are down to course number 6. And that is, of course, everybody's favorite, the dessert, which is a sweet course eaten at the end of the meal. And it says, list some of your favorite happy endings in books and your favorite desserts and sweet treats. So as far as a happy ending, to me, there can be no better ending than that of Wizard of Oz. When Dorothy, comes to a place of appreciation for what she has right in her own backyard. She is returned after an amazing journey to Oz, only to realize that there's no place like home. So it's a beautiful ending to a timeless classic. Makes you feel warm and fuzzy, perfect for a nice, sweet treat. So what are we going to have? Well, at Christmas, we had a trifle for dessert. My neighbor made it, and that is a whipped cream with pieces of angel food cake in it and fresh fruit, which is all kind of mixed together in layers, basically. But maybe we could also serve something from the chocolate shop. Because, of course, Vianne Roche is invited. She's perceptive, she's well-traveled, and she's very open-minded. I think she'll fit right in, and hopefully she'll whip us up a nice chocolate treat with some of her special hot chocolate as we sit back and relax and enjoy the rest of our evening and become just totally charmed and enchanted with each other and all of the delicious food that we've eaten. So the only one that's eaten any food during this that I'm aware of is my co-host here. But hopefully you will get yourself some kind of a treat today and enjoy whatever it is that you're going to eat. And I hope that you have enjoyed my video. If so, don't forget, thumbs up and a like. Please subscribe if you haven't already. Take care of yourself and have a great day.